So, having heard what you said earlier about anti-inflammation, about the mitochondria, can you help us understand better? For example, you mentioned about liver that we understand very well. But for example, I know we are not supposed to make claims here, but
Right.
let's say a diabetic patient, all right, a diabetic
Mhm.
patient. What you have said, how do we translate into diabetic patient will actually benefit from drinking Kangen water? Not that it will cure, but how will what you have said translate to better health for diabetics?
Well, what I do when people ask me, you claim my diabetes will get better. I said, well, it may or may not get better. It depends upon your diabetes because everyone in that regard is different. But I think someone with the type 2 diabetes has a good chance to improve because there is inflammation in the pancreas in relationship to the islet cells. And hydration is also, we haven't talked about that today, but that's a big part of Kangen, the increased hydration that you get. So when you hydrate the pancreas, when you hydrate that gland, it functions better. And type 2 diabetics make their own insulin. So there you can immediately see that if you improve the blood flow through that pancreas, it's going to crank out better and more insulin. And if you kind of watch your diet a little better, you get an extra bonus and you lose weight and you feel better. So that's not difficult to explain at all. Can it
Oh,
cure diabetes? Hell no, it can't. Why can't it cure it? Because you're born with it. Your genes you have a diabetic genes, as I tell my kids, my daughters and my other children, that you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your parents. So your parents determine what your genome is, and that's the way it is, right? If you're unlucky and you have type 1 diabetes or juvenile diabetes, it's a tough thing to treat for any agent. But good hydration, water that's antioxidant, water that's anti-inflammatory, it is impossible for me to think that that can't do you anything but good.
thank you.
And
Yeah,
it tastes
yeah,
good.
yeah. Wow, that really shed some light because people really cannot relate how it will help, and we are often being asked this question. That is really really useful. Now, another question I have for you is, in fact, I have a friend who has some stomach issues, and she has the Kangen machine. She does, and she said her doctor tell her for her condition, she cannot drink alkaline water. It will disrupt her stomach acid. So with the Kangen machine, she is drinking pH 7. So
Mhm.
some people have the perception, or some doctors have the belief that drinking alkalized water, in other words, Kangen water, it will affect their stomach acid. Can you tell us the truth, or shed some light on what actually happened when we drink Kangen water?
Okay. When you drink Kangen water, it hits your stomach. And because it is different and is microclustered, it starts being absorbed in the stomach. Tap water goes all the way through the duodenum before it gets absorbed. So you have that advantage. Absorption starts in the stomach. And these naysayers who say that, well, your stomach acid will mix with the water and neutralize it, they didn't attend the course in physiology of the stomach when they went to medical school. They weren't there for the lecture, or they forgot about it, because the resting stomach has a pH of 4. The resting stomach has no significant acid in it at all. The resting stomach has a mucin coverage, like a mucus kind of cover, all over its parietal cell mass where the acid is produced. And water does not trigger acid. Now you chew a steak, and when that meat juice gets in your stomach, the acid comes out like gangbusters because you need that to digest that meat. That is a trigger. When you drink alcohol, the stomach makes more acid. But the stomach doesn't do anything to your Kangen water because that's what it is, water. So your water goes in, absorbed in your stomach. That's why you get the pH factor into your blood. You have to get that water into your bloodstream to come into your cell. And so we know that it does that because it produces the superoxide dismutase. It produces all of these factors differently from ordinary water. Make sense?
Thank you. Yeah, yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. I'm going to share this good news with her because she's still drinking pH 7 despite having the Kangen machine. What a pity. We get you. So we are basically more than 70% water. We have to drink good water. Therefore, it's Kangen water. It's not target to cure specifically any illness in our body, just to boost our immune system and set our engine right, and our body will begin to heal itself. Thank you
Yeah.
there. Another question from Winston, one of our committee member. He asked, can someone undergoing kidney dialysis drink Kangen water? And if so, any limit they have to take note of?
Well, I think the reason that there has to be a limit on how much they can drink, first of all, they can drink all the Kangen water they want. As a matter of fact, I would encourage them to do that, and I can get back to that. But here's the thing, that when you're on dialysis and so on, you're always acidotic. And there's no water that's better than alkalized, ionized water to improve that pH. As a matter of fact, there are places in Europe now that use ionized alkaline water in the dialysis bath, and they get much better results from their dialysis because of the antacid effect. It improves the acidity. So absolutely they can drink it. The only caveat is how much. Remember, some people on dialysis can make a fair amount of urine, which is great. They can drink more water. But if someone who can't make any urine, or is what they call anuric, where their body doesn't produce any urine, they have to watch how much they drink because they can't get rid of it, and then they go into congestive failure, and they get water overloaded and have heart problems. So volume is the key. Kangen water, terrific. Good for them.
Thank you. Thank you for that boost of confidence and raise our conviction on the amazing goodness of Kangen water.